Arab has gone from the top of Fortnite to traveling the world and even spending time with some of the most dangerous criminal organizations ever. Arab's story would begin way back, a little over 8 years ago, when he would create his YouTube channel in October of 2015. Now we know him as Arab, but originally he would call himself YourFellowArab. Then, 6 months later, Arab would post his first video in April of 2016, mocking YouTube drama and the problems it had quite comedically. The first video already showed Arab's comedic taste that would only be shown off even more in his second video, that he would post just a few months later, in which he would make jokes about another YouTuber at the time, named Leafy is Here. Over the next year, he would post just 2 more videos, again through a very comedic lens, poking fun at trends happening on the internet at the time. He would go quiet on YouTube for some time, but during this time, he had made a choice that would change his life, and he decided to play Fortnite, which was by far the most popular game in the world at the time and was still seeing massive growth. Arab would post his first video on Fortnite in the summer of 2018, and from that video, it was clear that something was different about Arab that differentiated him from the average player. His first video showcases his strategy and high level of skill, where he would win a clutch game, and little did he know, this was only the start. Arab would then begin to focus on Fortnite much more, leaning into the competitive side of the game, posting many videos showing off his best moments and endgame victories. He would continue to create these videos, showcasing his most clutch moments and his best games. And throughout this time, he had played so many games that he was bound to load into some games with other popular pro players, which is exactly what happened. Arab would then post a video of him killing pro players with the reactions, featuring Symphony, who was the fastest editor at the time. This video would significantly outperform his couple hundred view average on his previous YouTube videos, with this video garnering over 19,000 views. This traction is exactly what he needed, and he would use this to promote his Twitch streams that he would start around this time. Arab would then begin to post highlights of his streams on YouTube, which continued to slowly attract the attention of people around the Fortnite community who enjoyed his edgy style of comedy. On top of this, Arab would start competing in many Fortnite tournaments. He would play his first tournament in February of 2019, only placing in the top 2,000, but he would continue grinding and he would post more and more tournament videos, and he would eventually get quite a good placement, getting top 20 in the finals of the Scallywag Cup, which was his first top 100 placement. He would continue playing tournaments, and shortly after, he would get 2 more top 100 placements, getting a 58th and 89th in solos. These were some solid placements that would help him land another successful player as his duo partner, and that player would end up being Lunez. They would get together and play in the recently announced $40 million LAN event that we now know as the World Cup. This event offered great opportunities to up-and-coming pro players in Fortnite to prove themselves, and Arab and Lunez were in on it. During the first week of duo qualifiers, they would get 16th in opens and 43rd in finals, which netted them $450 and Arab's first earnings on Fortnite. Arab would continue to try to qualify to the World Cup, but would fall short. Even though he didn't qualify, he still netted $2,850 for his efforts in trying to qualify. Along with this, the videos he had created on his performance in World Cup qualifiers had quickly become 2 of his best performing videos at the time, both bringing in tens of thousands of views. He would post more videos on competitive, but then he would post one more special video where he killed Tfue and Cloaksy with one single bullet. And at the time, Tfue and Cloak were some of the most popular streamers and the best players in the game. And one lucky moment allowed Arab to shoot out a build fight, consequently killing both Tfue and Cloak with one bullet. This lucky moment allowed Arab to create his new best performing video, garnering roughly 170,000 views. Then, during the summer of 2019, he would become a Twitch partner, which was a big step in his streaming journey. This took him almost exactly a year from when he began streaming, and it's hard to believe things could get much better. But then, on one day, he would get hosted by Tfue, and he had over 30,000 live viewers, which would help him boost his audience and bring new traffic to his streams. And over the summer of 2019, specifically July, he would have his breakthrough, where he would average just over 400 viewers, which was in stark contrast to his previous month where he would average only 10 to 20 viewers. This growth had been a result of Arab playing with many other popular streamers and becoming widely known for his hilarious jokes and contagious laughter. He would continue steady with YouTube and streaming, but heading into 2022, with the help of that one big virus, he would launch many new projects. First things first, in January, he would start a podcast called the Brand Risk Podcast, and he would work on it with a friend and streamer of his named Edwin. They would bring in many popular pro Fortnite players and Fortnite personalities, such as Clix, Bucky, Stable Ronaldo, It's Jarian, and even more. And if this new podcast wasn't enough, just 1 month later, he would debut his most popular and successful series on Fortnite, being Inside the Mind. In this series, he would share his thought processes on different scenarios in competitive Fortnite, and these different views and strategies he used were widely shared amongst the Fortnite competitive community. And even I learned most of what I know in Fortnite competitive from Arab. The fact that all this information was free really helped to rally an audience for him. But even more powerful was the fact that Arab had been really successful in his competitive journey, so he had social proof for his videos. Throughout his social media growth, he was growing significantly as a competitor in Fortnite, and he would gain many more top 100 placements and would even place second in the finals of an FNCS qualifier, where he would also place 13th in a trio FNCS grand final and 17th in a duo FNCS grand final. By this time, he had racked up thousands of dollars in earnings, and that experience added an extra layer of trust behind his Inside the Mind videos, boosting them even further. As Arab continued his Inside the Mind series throughout 2022, he would continue to compete where he would get many more top 100s, and some more earnings along the way. Arab then posted one of his most viewed videos to this day, where he coached his friend Matik, who was a controller player in solo FNCS. And if you didn't know, controller aim assist was broken at the time, and Matik would absolutely abuse it, dominating the whole lobby. Arab saw the success in his coaching videos and would make many more coaching videos throughout the year, where he would coach and help Clicks, Mr. Fresh Asian, Reet, and Muzz, just to name a few. He would also stay consistent with his streams and would reach a new peak on Twitch in December, averaging over 1,300 live viewers. As if that amount of growth wasn't enough, he would then nearly double his average viewers in the next 3 months later in March of 2021, with an average of 2,100 viewers. This streaming peak would be short-lived, however, as the following month he had dropped right back down to 1,300 viewers. Around this time, his YouTube videos started to stray away from him playing competitive directly and more towards coaching and educational videos for competitive Fortnite. This major shift signaled something that not many would expect, and in August of 2021, Arab announced that he would be departing from the Fortnite scene entirely after teasing him quitting in other YouTube videos. He decided that he no longer wanted to focus on Fortnite, and instead he would become an IRL streamer who would travel the world and show life in other parts of the world. Initially, his Twitch stats took a huge hit, but this was expected, as this was an entirely new genre. To try to bridge the gap with his past audience on Twitch and his new audience, he would still do IRL streams and content, but with many friends of his that he had met on Fortnite. He would do streams with many pro Fortnite players, including Volks, Looter, EmadGG, Blake, and many more. Even though he had a poor first month in streaming, it did not take him long to rise back up the ranks in popularity, as word began to spread about his adventures. He would have many crazy moments on his streams, as he would explore cities, and those moments would go viral, further spreading his name and netting him much more attention. This attention, however, was not getting Arab exactly where he wanted to go, and he would upload a video titled I'm Lost about a year into his IRL streaming journey. In this video, Arab would talk about his journey as a whole, and how the IRL streaming and exploring had impacted it. And he went on to explain how his streaming platform, which was Twitch, had limited in the past and was getting worse and worse with bans. So, he announced he would begin to focus much more on YouTube than streaming. And this was truly the start of the Arab many of us know today. To begin his journey to the top on YouTube, he would take a trip to Qatar, and would post a video showing the parts of Qatar that many people don't normally get to see. He would in a way pioneer the idea of showing off the more impoverished areas of the world that are usually ignored. After a decent performance on his Qatar video, he decided that he would take a trip and a risk going to Africa, where he would again explore the hoods and most dangerous areas. He would initially visit South Africa, where he would post a video where he explores and learns about the local drug trades from locals. And that video's performance would tell him everything he needed to know about people's interest in his adventures. He would end up getting banned from South Africa after his trip, so then he would document the gnarly conditions that people live in, both in Kenya and Nigeria. Though these videos were on serious topics, he would build connections with people he met in these areas, and he would stay true to his audience, where he promised to still come through with his fearless humor. It seemed like his adventures couldn't get any more successful, but oh was he wrong, as his next trip would get him the attention of all of Brazil being most wanted. Following his trip to Africa, he would head to Brazil, where he would once again foster relationships with the locals, show off the hustles, beautiful areas, and favelas of Brazil. However, one of his connections would lead him straight into hanging out with the most dangerous gang in all of Brazil for a day. This gang was wanted by all the authorities in Brazil, and therefore made Arab a target when he posted videos of him hanging out with them. This video got over 11 million views, but at a price, because this video was all over the news in Brazil for his dangerous interactions. It was safe to say he had to get out of there, so we took a trip and checked out neighborhoods of Cairo, Egypt, and Monaco. But then, his next major trip would start. He would go to the Middle East, and he would hit his trip off with a bang, posting a video where he interviews one of the most powerful kingpins in the Middle East. Arab is Lebanese, so he had many connections and friends in the area that were able to guide him around. With these connections, he would also explore some of the old cave bases used by terrorist organizations in the area, which offered a view into some very spooky sides of the conflicts in the Middle East. Arab would then spend a significant amount of time in India, posting videos on his explorations there for more than 2 months. He would look into Mumbai and many dangerous ghettos there, but most importantly, he would look into the many health effects and the way that pollution affected everyday life of those who lived there. While he checked out all the traditions that were present in India, the pollution was just unavoidable at times. And he would make a point of this by uploading his final video from India, talking about the effects he noticed on his own health just from being there for a short period of time. Due to these issues, he would have to leave India and embark on his most entertaining yet dangerous adventure yet. He would even make a video announcing that he might not even make it out alive of the territories controlled by the cartels of Mexico. These cartels are known for operating some of the largest crime operations and their brutal treatment of opponents. Arab, acknowledging and disregarding these possible dangers, met up with a friend he had made who was an ex-hitman for a cartel that he found on an online interview, and with his help and street knowledge, Arab would document life with the cartels throughout 4 episodes, and would even land an interview with an active hitman who gave him insights into the harsh reality of life in these cartels and the drug abuse happening all around them in their territory. As of recently, Arab has explored Dubai and showed off the part of the city where regular people live that you don't normally see. Arab's idea to document the parts of the world that many have heard of but are hidden from the eyes of the public seems to be Arab's ticket to the top. As a result of all of Arab's successful traveling and documentation of these parts of the world, he would reach 1 million subscribers, and as of today, he's sitting at 1.3 million, which is a great success story. But from here, it's hard to say what Arab will do and where he will go, but his hustle to the top can be seen in many other people in the gaming space, just like in these videos. And trust me, these people's stories are great too.